This time I'd like to call the meeting to order. It's a meeting of the Northampton County Board of Commissioners. Take care of the business for our county. Thank you for coming tonight and sharing with us. Our board members are all here tonight. And we appreciate you board members for all that you do all through the month. Thank you for your attendance and we appreciate you giving us feedback. As all of you know, as a board, you got to have a mission statement. Mission statement is about what you're all about. We're not here for anything but to take care of county business. We want to do it as fair and equitable as we possibly can. So you have behind me is the mission statement. But of course, if you got a mission statement, you must also have a vision statement. We believe that vision statement talks about where we're going to be in years to come, how we're going to get there. I want to say to all of you tonight that the Board of Commissioners have looked at our mission statement, and our board have also looked at our vision statement, and they saw that there is no use for any changes. So board members, we do have our mission statement and our vision statement. That's what we shall be using for the next 12 months until we change it at least. At this time, we call our meeting to order, but we need to have a moment of silence. And I'm asking all of you to take this moment with me as we bow, if you so desire, that you can have a moment to reflect. Let me use that word, to reflect. So if you would, at this time, will you take that moment to reflect? Thank you so much. As all of you know, we live in the best place that we could possibly live in the world. And we at this time will have to do the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. If you would, will you please stand with me? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Board members, you have before you the agenda for this evening board meeting. We cut down some pine trees. You can see all this. You all can't see, but it got a whole lot here. I mean, a whole lot. So you have the agenda before you. You get all the backup information you need, and in order for you to make a decision. So this agenda is before you. Do you need to make a change in this agenda? Do you wish to adopt the agenda as given to us? What is your pleasure, board members?
Mr. Chairman, I move approval of the agenda.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Moved and proper second that we approve the agenda as has been printed and given to us. Are there any questions or any discussion? If not, all in favor, let it be known by usual sign aye.
Aye.
I Broadnax Taylor.
I Faulkner. Aye.
Ayes have it, motion is carried. Thank you so much. Vice Chair, will you please read for us a conflict of interest statements?
In accordance with the rules of procedures adopted by this board in section 153A44 of the North Carolina General Statutes, it is the duty of every member present to vote on all matters coming before the board unless there is a conflict of interest as determined by the board or by law. Does any board member have a conflict of interest with respect to any agenda item coming before the board? If so, please identify the conflict and the board will consider the matter.
No conflict.
No conflict, Broadnax Taylor.
No conflict, Faulkner.
No conflict.
No conflict. Thank you so much. Let us go to the item that we have before us or before you to be approved. At this time, I'm going to ask our attorney to please come forth with approval of land lease.
Thank you, Chairman Tyner. Board members, before you is a proposed contract, a lease contract. It is for the farmland on the county's economic development property. It consists of just under 160 cultivated acres. The proposed lease is with Paul R. Harris LLC. It's a limited liability company based in Macon, North Carolina. The term of the lease is for 3 calendar years, beginning this year and ending at the December 31 of 2025. The proposed rental payment is an annual rental payment in the amount for each year in the amount of $28,001.50. And again, to remind the board, late last year, offers to enter into this lease were solicited from the public. 2 offers were submitted. And the one before you is the highest and best offer received. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Well, members, if you have any questions for our attorney from the lease. Attorney, I need to also make sure that everybody understand that if a company decides they want to come and land with us in Northampton County, and we have had some inquiries in the last few days of some companies that's really looking at this land. If that is the case, then this contract will be void and
Well, it technically won't be void. What it provides, it does provide for that scenario. It provides that the parties will meet and negotiate in good faith. For any property that the county needs back, we'll negotiate in good faith to arrive at any offset on the rental payment.
I was saying the same thing, but.
For example, if the county only needs 25 acres back,
Right.
it wouldn't void the entirety
You're right,
of the
you're right.
contract. So just the part that we need, we'll negotiate it. And there would be an offset to the rental payment in all likelihood.
Thank you. Board members, you have any other questions? Board members? Board members,
No, sir.
have any questions? Can I have a motion then? What is your pleasure? What is your pleasure?
I make a motion that we approve the entering of the contract of lease on today's date between Northampton County and Paul RC LLC.
Second.
When proper second, that we would approve this farm lease. Are there any questions, any discussion? If not, all in favor, let it be known by usual sign aye.
Aye.
I, Broadnax Taylor.
I, Faulkner.
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion is carried. Thank you so much.
And for the record, it was a term of 3 years.
3 years, yes.
Correct.
Got it. Okay, at this time, we will have again our attorney to come to us to talk about the North Carolina Department of Transportation having easements on the road 46 in Gaston. At this time, will you?
Thank you. Yes, Chairman Tyner, there are 2 proposals before the board in conjunction with the Highway 46 widening road project that is ongoing. The Department of Transportation, there are 2 affected parcels involving the county. The first being located at 3001 North Carolina Highway 46. It is just under a 1/4 acre lot. And on this parcel, there is a water tower owned by the county. And the offer is $900 payable to the county for the placement of a permanent utility easement and a temporary construction easement. So there will be no actual taking of the property. There are 2 easements that are required for this project. I have Ms. Becky Turner, who is present, has vetted the offer, has made sure that the easements being acquired will not affect any county property, any water lines or valves located on the site, and she has given it her blessing. So, and forgive me, one of the reasons why you have so much paper tonight, in your board book is a copy of the third-party appraisal for the site, and it gives you pictures of the actual property in question if you need to see it. But my recommendation, if there are no questions, are to approve the $900 offer and the execution of the permanent utility easement, which is found in your board book.
Members, if you have any questions, you need to ask our attorney. This easement will certainly bring growth to the western end of the county. And we have already gotten in our easement, within this easement, to run the sewer line on the western end of the county. Our sewer line will run within these boundaries. Any questions? Any question, board members? I know it's a lot of paper, but any questions?
No, I had time to study it, Mr. Chairman. I didn't have any questions. I don't.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, Mr.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend approval for the easement in North Carolina 46 from NC 48 in Gaston to the Virginia state line.
Okay, was there any question? If it may have second,
Second, Foster.
moved in properly second.
Well, it's just for this affected parcel.
Correct.
All right, thank you.
Reading break. Okay, yes, sir. Not offer number 2.
I'm doing that next.
Yeah, right.
All right, thank you.
Just this one. That's right. Yes, sir.
Y'all clear now?
Clear.
Okay, all in favor, let nobody use your sign aye.
Aye.
I Broadnax Taylor,
I Faulkner.
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion is carried.
Right.
Continue on, attorney.
The second offer, it also affects a small parcel involving the county. The offer here is in the amount of $1,925. The actual affected parcel adjoins the subject property that is going to be affected by the highway, and that's owned by the Board of Education. And we're only talking about a little over 1/10 of an acre. And forgive me, Ms. Turner is here and I can't, but this parcel has a pump station located on it. And there, again, the only way this property is going to be affected is we're going to have to replace a little bit of fencing on this site.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Ms. Turner. I'm sorry. So the offer is basically for the replacement costs and labor to replace the fencing, one piece of the fencing on that parcel. Again, Ms. Turner has reviewed it and has said that the price is fair in her opinion. So if there are no questions, my recommendation is to accept the offer and to approve the improvement agreement, which is a copy of which is in your board book.
Well, members, you see the appraisal, you see all the information that's given. You can get pictures of it, fence and so forth. What is your recommendation? What is your pleasure? Pleasure.
Make a motion that we approve the easement.
Could I have a
Second.
proper second that we approve the easement is given? Are there any question or any other discussion? If not, all in favor, let it be known by the usual sign aye.
Aye.
I Broadnax Taylor,
I Faulkner.
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion is carried. Thank you so much, board members. At this time, we shall continue with number 8, appointment of candidate for turning point. Number 7, okay, appointment, candidate for Cultural Arts Committee. Find it.
Still looking for
Well, I'm turning. You have with you the person that's recommended, given to us by Sister Julia given to us by given to us by Collier as the chairperson of North Carolina of Northampton County Cultural Arts Committee. Her name is Rosa Harris Pate. What is your pleasure at this time? I just need to ask one question. Do we have anybody else clerk to the board?
Yeah.
We didn't have anybody else? Okay. No one else? Board members, you've heard what the clerk to the board said. There was no one else. Okay, who wanted that position. We have a motion. We would,
Mr. Chairman, I move approval for Ms. Rose Harris Pat be on the Cultural Arts Committee.
Second.
when probably second, that we approve
Good round.
Ed as the person who's be on our committee, Cultural Arts Committee. Any questions, any discussion? If not, all in favor, known by you, you sign aye.
Aye.
I, Broadnax Taylor.
Faulkner.
Aye.
Let's have it, motion is carried. Thank you, board members. As we continue on, we know the appointment of candidate to Turning Point Workforce Development Board. We have with you a recommendation. This came up before us last meeting. You did not approve it. You tabled this because we know that Ms. Newman was not a resident of Northampton County. We were looking for someone to serve on that board from Northampton County. I bring this back to you tonight because that board needs someone whom we will recommend to the board. And I want to say, I do not know this person. That person is not from Northampton County, but the pleasure is yours again to make this go back and bring someone in from Northampton County.
Chairman Tyner, I felt like in reading this, were they asking us to recommend somebody or telling us who to recommend?
And it looked like the media were telling.
Like they were telling us,
That's right, that's right.
Chairman Tyner, who we gonna get?
That's what they were doing. This is not the first time they've done this. Okay. So I just want to make sure, you know, what we want to do is make sure that people who represent us on any board are people who are in Northampton County, who understand Northampton County, who's willing to work on the board to bring the goods back to Northampton County. And this program is certainly, workforce development is important to us. If we're going to continue to train our young people through the community college and through the workforce operation in Rocky Mountain, that we need to make sure that we have our say in this. There are 4 counties that's represented on this workforce board. I just want y'all to know that, and I'm not in any way in favor of us not being represented. So I don't know who came off the board. I don't have any other information but what you have right. What is your pleasure tonight? What is your pleasure?
Chairman Tyner,
Yes.
I move that we decline the appointment of Ms. Newcomb.
Could I have a second?
I second.
We'll move properly second that we would decline this appointment. Are you ready? Any question and discussion?
Just a quick note, Mr. Chairman, did we totally express that concern of having a Northampton resident be on this board? Because I see this is the second time, you know, that it's come back. And maybe we're sitting down with Turning Point expressing that sole desire.
I did not. I
Okay.
want you to know I did not.
Yes, sir.
I really didn't, but I should have.
Yes, sir.
The county manager should have. Okay.
Yes.
Any other question? Any other commissioner? Any other question? If not, all in favor was not awarding this appointment as given. Will you please now vote All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Faulkner.
Hi, Broadnax Taylor.
Aye.
I have it. Motion's carried. Thank you. We would take this back to the,
Yes.
okay, we have our clerk to the board taking back. We want a Northampton County resident on that board. Okay,
Absolutely.
thank you.
She's from Rocky Mount.
Yes, you said that's right. Don't know much. I don't know. She might. Proposed recycling and contract. Disposal contract. I'm Becky, Public Works.
And board,
Good evening.
citizens, county attorney,
Yes.
Walker, good to have you with us tonight. I'm Becky Turner, Northampton County Public Works Director, and I would ask your forgiveness in not being able to attend our last meeting in which I was to introduce myself. So if I could have just a couple of minutes real quick, I would like to do that. To the board, or had you rather me not?
Oh, yeah, you
Okay.
come on and introduce yourself.
In the county, just to make you aware that this county, as Director of Public Works, we do oversee over 300 miles of water line from 12 to 2-inch. We have currently over 5,200 meters that serve a population greater than 13,000. We do that with 5 wells in one system and then 5 individual purchase systems. So we have a total of 6 systems within our county that have to work together. We do that by using 13 elevated storage tanks throughout the county with a total elevated storage of just over 1.5 million gallons. And this is done with the 5 wells in the east and with booster pumps that we utilize. We have interconnections with Rich Square, Woodland, Conway, Severn, 2 with Jackson. We have 1 with the Progressive System, which is Garrisburg, and then Seaboard. Most of those connections are not metered. And so the water that is sold to towns at times is sold on good faith. The water system, and we have over 850 hydrants. So when you have a customer calling about one in particular, keep that in mind. There's almost 900 of them. So we do the best we can. Our sewer system consists of an east end and a west end sewer system. Our east end sewer system has 11 different pump stations, and that means that it has 22 pumps that need to be maintained throughout the east end of the county. And they all feed to a gravity system, either to Jackson, Rich Square, Woodland, or Conway. The west end has 15 different pump stations that receive gravity fed sewer that pump either to Roanoke Rapids Sanitary District or to Weldon. And so those 15 pump stations mean that we have 30 different pumps to maintain, to check, to keep up with, make sure that they are working properly. Our solid waste department, the landfill is that we affectionately call it, is not really a landfill. It was a landfill from 1982 to 1993, at which time the landfill closed. We are a transfer station for the collection of refuse for temporary storage for transport to a landfill. The site is on 18 acres, just over 18 acres, which was the closed landfill occupies about 11 acres of that. The items that we accept in their solid waste are yard waste, which we compost, brick and cement from construction and demolition waste, used oil, used cooking oil, white goods, which are considered refrigerators, freezers, things like that, brown goods, which are smaller electronics, but that do not have a computer chip. Metals, of course, pesticides, TVs, and electronics. That would be the device that does have a computer chip. Tires, of course, which is our discussion tonight. shingles and cardboard. And I do have a breakdown of those if Ms. Itea has, if you're interested in that, in the projected cost of those items. And so it is the solid waste, the reason that I'm here for you tonight. Respectfully would ask us to consider this contract with Central Carolina Holding. Central Carolina Holding is it's the only company in our state that accepts the amount of refuse tires that we generate. And the price that they have offered is in line with surrounding counties. Even if you go north into Virginia, they serve that Greensville County and Southampton County as well. And it is the same price that they have expressed also. We have not been in contract with them since 2001. Our contract ran out and was overlooked in my department through whatever reason. And so Central Carolina Holding has continued to offer the county services as if there was a contract in place. And so this is a request to renew that contract that you have before you. And there is a price difference. And they did let us know that we could expect now a price increase each year as the consumer index price goes up. Their offer of expectance would be 3 to 4% as determined by that consumer price index. And so with this contract, of course, it would allow us to obtain additional tire trailers, to have more than one here on site at our transfer station, so that we would not have to reject citizens who bring tires and ask them to have to hold them and wait till we can get a empty trailer. And so I'm respectfully requesting the board to accept this contract. And this is a 5-year contract. And I did get questioned from Mr. McKellar. And when I was calling surrounding counties to ask about that, they all have 5-year contracts as well. So it's not something new, I guess, with them. Our surrounding counties have the same 5-year contract. So I'm respectfully requesting that we consider and accept this contract with Central Carolina Holding.
Board members, if you have any questions? Thank you.
I have one.
Yes, yes.
I noticed there's a fuel surcharge on their hauling rate. Has that been taken into account in your budgeting?
Well, we're working on the budget right now. So we do have enough. If this contract is approved, we have enough this year to fulfill this year's contract. Yes,
That was my question. You have enough this year.
we do have enough this year.
A change in it. Okay.
Right.
No budget. Okay.
I have a question, Reverend Turner. My question is that we've not had a contract since June of 2021. Have we still been paying as if a contract has been there, or are they going to back bill us for the time we've
No, they continued service as if the old contract was in place.
so we paid them as if we had a contract?
Yes, ma'am. And they billed us as though we had a contract
Got it.
because their contract price is much lower than their non-contracted price.
Mhm.
And so they continued to bill us as if we had a contract.
I also noticed that there is an additional charge on us if our tires are burned or shredded. What mechanism is in place in your department to ensure that those tires are in good shape so we don't have to pay that money?
We don't accept burned or shredded tires. We simply do not accept them because we can't. It's like if someone were to bring asbestos shingles, we cannot accept asbestos shingles. So we would have to turn them away and direct them to Bertie County.
Okay. So burn and shredded tires are redirected somewhere else.
Yes.
Thank you.
Any other question, board members? Another question? What is your pleasure about this contract?
Mr. Chairman, I move acceptance of the contract as presented by Ms. Turner, for Central Carolina Holding, over the next 5 years.
Second.
Proper second, we would accept the contract as given to us. Are there any question and discussion? If not, all in favor, let it be known by usual sign aye.
Aye.
I, Broadnax Taylor.
Faulkner.
Aye.
Ayes have, motion is carried. Okay, may we continue on.
Thank you, board.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So much for all that you do.
Absolutely.
And I'm glad you're getting those tires right. That somebody been calling me about them tires in Conway, North Carolina. Okay, at this time, let us continue on. We're going to talk about the increase in medical coverage. You please come to us now. Waffle.
Good afternoon, Commissioners and citizens. I'm here before you again tonight to ask you for your approval of the 2023-2024 fiscal year for the medical renewal. We do still have the PowerPoint presentation, and Westport McGallinger is here if you have any questions for him. The increase will allow the employees continue health care at affordable costs and to maintain the membership with the Inship Board and Blue Cross and Blue Shield. The recommendation for the 2.75 increase is by adopting one of the three. For the county to cover the total cost, that's option one. Option two is for the employees in the county to share the cost increase. And option three is for the employees to pay the cost of approximately $24 per pay period.
Board members, at our last meeting, Mr. Evans was not here. We discussed this and don't know whether we need to go back and discuss it any further, other than to note that the question was asked, the additional cost was about $80,000. Am I right?
I think that's about right. I think it's like 6,000, 7,000, something like that.
Is that right? And that we would have solved that for our employees, for our employees, so their health insurance would not go up. Am I right?
That was one of the options.
And Mr. Evans, we wanted you, because you the expert, we called it this area, and you weren't here at our last meeting, we just tabled it. So now if you could tell us if.
Yeah, yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I had an extensive conversation with HR, Ms. Watson, with Watford, excuse me, and moving forward, I think it's a good thing for our employees. We all know healthcare costs is always something that we must pay close attention to, but being a part of this consortium is definitely saving us money.
Okay. Any other board members have any discussion? I think Commissioner Ed, you have perhaps you were asking that question about where we could have solved it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. Okay.
And it is my understanding, yes, absorb the cost.
That's right.
Yes,
I'll
otherwise.
go out to the employees. All right, County Manager? That's right. So what is your pleasure?
Chairman Towner, I make a motion that we remain with the Inship for the fiscal year 2024 renewal and accepting option one for the county to cover the total increase of 2.75% as to not pass along to our employees.
Thank you.
Second,
Move the proper second that we will not pass this increase to employees, that we
correct.
will solve it in our budget, that we're coming before us a little later next year. Are there any other question or discussion? If not, all in favor of this motion, please let us know by usual sign aye.
aye.
I, Broadnax Taylor.
Faulkner.
Aye.
Aye. Ayes have it, motion is carried. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank
And I
you.
hope that employees
Thank you.
understand what we've done to help them. We wouldn't have to pass this cost over on to them, okay? At this time, we'll have Mr. William Stevenson, please, the chairman of the Board of Supervisors. Please come. Hey, how you doing, Mr. Stevenson?
Hi,
Good.
Commissioners, I'm Bill Stevenson, representing the Northampton Soil and Water Conservation District with a request, and appreciate it being on the agenda tonight. I was going to give you a few information items and history about this request and for ag cost share technician. It's the goal of the Soil and Water Conservation District Board to secure funding to adjust the existing salary of the NC Ag Cost Share Technician to a career position to stop rapid employee turnover. The Northampton County Soil and Water Conservation District Ag Cost Share Technician position has existed since the creation of the NC Ag Cost Share Program in 1984. And out of that, almost 40 years, we've had vacancies to the position almost every 2.5 years, except for 2 10-year periods when we had retired individuals with a lot of conservation knowledge to come in and for a second career. So it appears from experience and feedback from existing employees and other individuals, the work for this position is by young people exiting college and willing to work for entry-level pay until they can find a better job with a better salary and upward mobility. A few facts about the technician. This technician job is a unique position because it requires a lot of on-job training to function in a competent way to perform the duties. The Soil and Water Conservation District office right here in this building also houses a federal job from the Natural Resource Conservation Service. And for the last 40 years, we've had very competent and very experienced employees locally. But at the present time, this position is vacant also. So there's a great need to stop the rapid turnover in this ag cost share technician position. And it will be increasingly difficult to obtain the training from in-house employees. The county portion of the local soil and conservation office is composed of 2 employees. And both of these positions are vacant also. With the staff of 2 employees, it is imperative both employees are well qualified and dedicated to the office mission. And we have to remember that the Northampton County receives approximately 50% of the position costs back from the NC Division of Soil and Water Conservation annually. With that, the board recommends that a substantial increase be made to the soil conservation ag cost share technician position to maintain a career employee. So the Conservation District Board is requesting, recommending the position be funded at a salary of level of $45,000 annually, which is respectfully submitted by the board.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate it. Board members, you have any questions you need to ask at this time? I probably want to ask one,
All right.
you have the monies right now to make it from now to June 30th in your budget?
Well, it's in the county's budget.
That's what I'm saying, yeah,
Sir.
in the county budget. Maybe I should ask the county. Yes. Okay, that's all I'm trying. We're just trying to get to June 30th. When y'all start talking about the new budget, y'all can.
Well, the
Where you-
position is empty right now.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes, sir.
We're in the process of trying to hire someone.
Yeah, you got some money there. You ain't feel, you got some money. Well, Mills, you've heard that, you've heard what,
Mr. Chairman, I move request for salary increase for the agricultural cost share technician position.
thank you,
It's presented by Mr. Stephen.
thank you.
Second.
Move the proper second, that we would entertain the information that have been given to us for the technician. Are there any questions or any questions? Question, discussion? If not,
Needed.
all in favor, let know by usual saying aye.
Aye.
I, Broadnax Taylor.
Faulkner.
Aye.
Have the motion is carried. Thank you for what you continue to do
Thank you.
for the farmers in North Carolina.
Absolutely.
Northampton County in particular. I know.
If we get somebody in there, I think we can get them trained right now.
Got it.
Awesome.
It's open.
Thank you.
It's in your hands now.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
In your hands, okay? All right, maybe we continue on. Rhonda Taylor. She is Director of Social Service.
Good evening, Chairman Tyner,
Good evening.
Good evening.
Vice Chair Faulkner,
Yes,
Mr. Martin, Dr. Edwards, and Ms. Broadnax Taylor. Attorney Attorney McKellar,
right.
Attorney McKellar, I'm sorry, and County Manager Phillips.
Yeah,
I would like to say, first of all, thank you as a loyal county employee and the director of 75 staff members. We thank you all for that insurance so that we will not have to pay for that additional insurance.
thank you.
It's one of my staff members right there. So we
Thank you.
really appreciate you all for that.
Glad to do it.
Awesome.
Today I stand before you with a couple of items. The first item is I am requesting a new position for a program manager to oversee adult services and child welfare. The purpose of, I have a decision paper in your packet. The purpose of this decision paper is to request a program manager position to provide additional daily supervisory oversight for the Northampton County Department of Social Services, Child Welfare and Adult Services Unit. Although the program manager position will be a new position, it will be replacing an existing processing assistant 4 position. And due to that position being vacant throughout this year, the request is within the current approved DSS budget. And some of the facts are, and I'm not sure if you all know or you have seen it on the news, we've had a lot of child fatalities, and
Yes,
we need to have, there's no way that one supervisor can actually oversee that program. We have 8 social workers, and thanks to you all, you allowed me to put some things in place, and we are 1 social worker down. I remember standing before you, and we only had 3 social workers in child welfare. Now we just need to hire 1. So we are where we need to be in that aspect, but we are continuously having to train, and we are going out. My workers are going out at nighttime. 2 of my workers, one was out at 4 o'clock in the morning, and the same night, 5 o'clock in the morning. What I'm telling you is this is a dire need. And so it is within the budget. The salary range is, it's a grade 74, which is not, we don't have any positions on a grade 74 right now. So that's why I have to definitely bring this before you, because you all would have to approve us to have a grade 74. The salary range is 51,738 through 91,301, but I assure you, it will not be that high. So, and again, we do have it budgeted. I mean, it's within our budget range that we have right now. So I'm requesting that.
thank you. More members, you got any questions? Any question, board members? Board members. I do have one. You got the money in your budget to pay it from now to June 30th.
Yes, we do.
Money to pay it. Sir. Any other questions you all have? I take my hat off to social service. All you gotta
doubt.
go through. I really do. Our children are in need. They They need some help.
Absolutely.
I want to tell you, it is something. It's not only in Northampton County, it's all over. If you just look at the television,
Mhm.
you'll see how our kids are in need of help. Thank you for all the help you can give our kids.
Mr. Chairman, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I move approval of the request to add a program manager position to the Department of Social Services.
I have a second,
I second that motion.
proper second, and we will have this new position. Social services, if there are any questions, any discussion.
And this was for child and adult protection.
Yes, yes.
Thank
And they will report to they will report directly to me, but they will oversee them
Clear.
When will you start advertising for that position?
immediately.
Okay.
Immediately.
Another
Next
question,
next step is
another
getting,
question, board member.
next step is getting somebody on board, right?
That's right,
Just like, yes.
all fine people now. Lesson only with that. Okay, all in, ready for the question, any discussion, all in favor, let nobody give you sign aye.
Aye.
I, Broadnax Taylor.
I, Faulkner.
Aye.
I've had a motion, is carried. Thank you, Ms. Taylor.
Okay,
Can you let Northampton?
so I can do these two together or I can do them separately. Well, I better do them separately. So the next item is for our child, well, I'm gonna do them together. Child Support Supervisor 2 position and the IMC Supervisor, the Food and Nutrition Supervisor. I'm asking for an increase on both of those salaries. They are egregiously low. And I'm trying to put them where they need to be. With the responsibilities that they have, those two programs do bring money into the county. And it's because the supervisors, and when I first took over, it was not bringing as much as it needed to bring in, and we had some issues. So now, I mean, they're going above and beyond, and I need to put them where they need to be so they can be on the same level as the other supervisors within their salary ranges. And I'm bringing them before you because, like I said, they are egregiously low. I am going to have to make adjustments to other ones, but they won't be anything nearly.
I should have asked you before your board of,
Yes,
they've already approved all of
our
this.
board has
I should have
approved it.
asked you.
Yes.
I didn't. Okay, on this pay scale, you're following your state pay scale.
Yes,
Am I right?
we are within the pay scale. It's nowhere near the,
I got
top
you.
of the pay scale, but
But you in the pay.
yes,
scale.
we are, and I put them on steps within the pay scale.
Okay.
Yes.
Cause sometimes we've been say that we don't put people on pay scale, but we got a pay scale and we're gonna use that pay scale for all the employees in the county.
Yes,
It might be from $50,000 to $100,000.
right, but,
Somewhere they got to be paid, and we're not questioning that.
and they are on the
Sure
step.
everybody on that pay scale.
Yes.
Okay,
And both of these positions are a grade. What grade are they? They are grade
you said 57?
67. Thank you, 67. So you can pull your salary scale in grade 67, and both salaries fall within that range.
Thank you. Did I make a motion?
No,
Could I have a motion that we approve this? I'm sorry.
Chairman Tyner, I make a motion that we approve the DSS Director's recommendation, authorizing to increase the Child Support Services Supervisor and the IMC
Mhm.
Food Nutrition Supervisor salary to be within grade 67. And noting that this was discussed and approved at the Northampton County DSS Services Board, DSS Board on January 26th.
Thank you.
Second.
Proper second that we will take the recommendation given to us from you. At this time, are there any questions and discussion?
And let me just add, we do have a board meeting tomorrow, and I have already shared with Mr. Phillips that I will get my board chair to initial it so that you all will know.
All in favor, let know by you sign aye.
Aye.
I, Broadnax Taylor.
I, Faulkner.
Aye.
I've had motions carried.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all.
Appreciate it.
Mr. Chairman, I'd just like to commend Mr. Taylor also. Mr. Taylor, I was reading about the gun locks that we received. We know that several North Carolinians have lost children due to gun violence. and taking that component of having gun safety delivered to citizens huge. And thank you to yourself and to Trillium for doing that.
And if you know someone that might need a gun lock, let me know. Just call social services. And when our social workers go out to homes, if it's regarding gun safety or loaded guns, we will provide them with gun locks. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Playground. Love it.
Okay. And now we should have the playground. That's from Mr. Williams.
Citizens, board members, good evening.
Good
Good
evening.
evening.
I come before you with a decision paper concerning playground equipment for the area across from Rich Square Creasy School. Purpose of this decision paper is to obtain approval from the Board of Commissioners to purchase playground equipment for that area in the amount of $49,001.36.
Well, members, you have all information about playground equipment and you have it in here, your package. If you have any questions, we had this in our budget from last year. That we would give the kids in Rich Square.
Absolutely.
Do something other than hang in the street.
Mhm.
That's what we got to do, folks. We have got to do all we can to save our children.
Absolutely.
We got to do it. And might not make much difference to some folks. To us as commissioner, we got to make a difference. Because we're talking about the welfare of our citizens. Absolutely. So they've had the bid process, and this is the one they've come up with. And there are any questions? Any questions?
I see that, excuse me, Chairman Towner, I have a question.
Yeah.
Beautiful playground equipment. Beautiful. Who is going to maintain that beautiful equipment to keep it very nice? Because it is very nice.
Let me say this for him, because he might not know, but we've already talked about that in our next year's budget.
Fantastic.
Have somebody there
Mhm,
on the Creasy site.
mhm.
We'll be managing all that we have at the gym, the whole works. We plan to have someone there to do that at the Creasy site.
Okay.
Because we know that children will be children.
Mhm.
And we that's why they got us to do all we can to monitor. We're not gonna give up on them.
Okay, thank you. It was so
Not
nice.
gonna give up on them.
Very, very nice.
Got it. Any questions? Can I have a motion? Unless you have a question.
I have a question. I know we have seen this come before us several times. So I make a motion that we approve the purchase of the playground equipment to be placed on appropriate playground equipment to be placed on the Creasy Center site, former W.S. Creasy Elementary.
Second.
Proper second, that we'll have this equipment as given to you in your package. Will be installed at the Creasy site. Are there any questions? Any questions?
To Commissioner Broadnax Taylor's comment, the turning of the mulch to ensure that that happens. Not concerned about the children destroying the equipment, just want to make sure that grass doesn't grow up in it and it remains free of debris. So making sure that that is on the rotation schedule.
It is on the rotation schedule, and we know we're gonna have to place. It's gonna take some supervising by adults in order for it to work. We plan to do just that. Yeah. All in favor, let know by you sign aye.
Aye.
I Broadnax Taylor.
Faulkner.
Aye.
Motion is carried. Thank you, board members.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. Been a long time coming, but we got it.
Amen.
Long time coming. Okay, may we continue on. The next one we have before us is the Honorable Jack Smith, High Sheriff. Northampton County.
Good afternoon,
That's
Commissioner
Good
Tyner,
evening. Good evening.
the honorable commissioners, Mr. County Manager, clerk to the board, and new finance director. I stand before this honorable board and all that's here today to ask and seek the approval for that the Board of Commissioner will approve for that we be able to hire a school resource officer to put in the middle central elementary school right here in Jackson. This is a grant and it's been funded by the state, and they pay a total of $44,000. And of course, that's all they pay for. And the Northampton County Sheriff's Office and the county will be responsible for basically the fringe benefit. I stand before this board to ask that it be that they fulfill this, because as we look around just last week in two of our schools, elementary schools at that, in the state of North Carolina, 2 6-year-olds brought a handgun to school. And because you know about the one in Virginia where the teachers were shot. So we used to would say that all its officers were needed in the high school and perhaps the middle school.
That's right.
But I stand before this honorable board to encourage them to approve this, as the $44,000 will be paid for by the state. And the only thing that we would have to pay for is the fringe benefit. And I beg of you to do this, because our children are our future. And we don't want to lose not one of our children in the school, because we got the opportunity right now to do this.
Question.
And it's very, very important that we act upon it. And I stand before you to beg of you to do this.
Thank you.
It's a no-brainer.
Members, any questions you would ask the Honorable Sheriff from Northampton County?
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve the sheriff's request to add an additional school resource officer position at Central Elementary School.
Second that motion.
Question? Yes, I have one question.
Yes, sir.
You have the monies in your bank, pay for the fringe.
Yes, sir.
That's all I want to know. Have them all, okay, all in favor, let nobody use your sign aye.
Aye.
I Broadnax Taylor.
I Faulkner.
Aye.
That motion is carried. Thank you so much, Sheriff.
Yes, sir. And I have one other matter that at least on the agenda. And I ask that the funds be allowed to be transferred in order that we may get the cameras, body cameras that we so desperately need. And we have the funds for that. And of course, in my request, you'll see that we have plans in place to take care of this over the next 5 years. Just make sure that everyone understands what we're asking. These are body cameras. The ones that we have are outdated. We've had them for years, and when they break down, we can't get them repaired because the company is out of business. And so they sit on the shelf. And we got an opportunity now for this particular company, Axon, to purchase even the broken cameras and allow us $350 per piece is about what we paid for them. I think we paid about $400 a piece. Weren't very good when we got them, but it was at least a startup. As you can see, I plan to seek a grant in this summer of $28,000, and we have to pay $29,000 per year. Except $29,729.08. And this grant we don't have to, it's no matching grant, it's from the state, and that we'll take that and pay get one every other year. So basically they'll pay 2/3 and we'll pay 1/3. And I have also have the funds there for one of those years. So basically we need to finance just 1 year, which is a pretty good price.
Well, let's take 1 year at a time and keep moving. 1 year at a time and keep moving. We cannot have it on our conscience. We have not done all we can to protect even the sheriff department, the deputies, and even the citizens on Northampton. We just cannot do it.
So true.
We will not do it. So could I have a motion that we allow the sheriff, transfer money, do whatever he needs to do to go on and have him have a body cam with his deputy.
So move, Chairman China.
Thank you so much.
Second.
Move the proper second, we allow the sheriff to have body cameras and transfer the money as needed. Got that? Okay, are there any questions and discussion?
I have one question.
Yes.
How many deputies does this leave on a schedule? How many deputies does this leave without a camera?
All full-time deputies will have a camera.
This quality.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
This quality.
Thank you.
And these here too are insured the whole while. Once we get them, they're not like the other one. These are they'll be replaced. If it has some issue, the company will replace them as well. 90% of the law enforcement in Eastern North Carolina and Western North Carolina has this particular brand. And as you can see, if I didn't act, we don't act immediately, it's gonna go up 37,000 and some dollars within the next 90 days.
I just wanted to know if there were any deputies that we needed to go ahead and account for.
Thank you. So, yes, ma'am, we have them all covered. This will cover all of them.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
All in favor, let it be known by usual sign aye.
Aye.
I, Broadnax Taylor.
I Faulkner.
Aye.
Motion is carried. Thank you so much.
Thank this honorable board, and I appreciate all the hard work that you do.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Appreciate all.
Appreciate you.
Keep us safe. It's time we're gonna have our tax department come before us.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Bring you greetings from the Northampton County Tax Department. I am before you this evening to obtain the board's approval of funds for GIS support services from Atlas Geographic Inc. The Land Records Office is currently understaffed at this time. There are 3 positions, 2 are currently vacant. And so while we work towards filling those positions, additional assistance is needed to maintain the workload. The tax listing period is a reval year, along with training a new employee will generate additional workload in our office. Are you all familiar with the discussion, or would you like for me to go into that? Good on that?
That's enough.
Okay, so my recommendation then is that we obtain these services for this amount.
Okay. I know the maps gotta be done in that office. Only one person in there, she need additional. We need some folks to come work in Northampton County. We need some people to come work in Northampton County. But until we do that, we're gonna do the very best we can, and you come up tonight with alternate for us by using this company to do it. So that it really will cost us no more money. Am I right? And if you had the person in the office,
That's right.
at least from now to June 30th.
Chairman China, I make a recommendation
Yes,
that we approve the request to obtain services from Atlas Geographic Incorporated in the amount of $7,200. To provide services for NG 911 at the rate of $3,600 and general GIS support in the rate of $3,600 as well.
thank you.
Second.
We move to proper second, that we would acquire the company as been presented to us tonight. Are there any questions? Discussion? Not all in favor, the known by usual sign aye.
Aye.
I, Broadnax Taylor.
I Faulkner.
Aye.
I've had motion is carried. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, our county manager. Got some finance matters, and you might want to introduce the person whom we have for our finance office.
Yes, sir. It's privilege and a pleasure to introduce Ms. Kenya Walker, our new finance director.
Is your mic?
Is this on? Can you hear me now? Okay. Good evening, everyone. It's a privilege for me to introduce Ms. Kenya Walker as our new finance director. I'm going to give her an opportunity after we're done just to introduce herself and talk briefly about her background, but I've worked with her for the last week in the office, and I'm just looking forward to a great experience and for her to come in and partner with us and get us where we need to be. And I've liked what I've seen so far, and I'm looking forward to greater things from her. She's comes with a lot of experience, a lot of upper management, financial experience, business experience. And I think she'll be a great asset to Northampton County. So as soon as I'm done going through these budget amendments, I'm gonna allow her at least a minute or two to introduce herself. I do have about 6 budget amendments this evening for the commissioners to approve, consider for approval. The first budget amendment is budget amendment number 27. It's for the SNAP ARPA fund. It's new funding for SNAP ARPA in the amount of $23,600. I'm gonna just go through all of them as we've done in the past, unless you all stop me. Budget amendment number 28, which is to receive into insurance reimbursement in the amount of $6,227.95. Budget amendment number 29 is for $10,094. And that is a reprogramming for Public Works. It's just to move monies from the other supplies account into the lease rental account. That's for Becky's new vehicle that we were leasing. As budget is just a reprogramming. Budget amendment number 30. The Sheriff Department to reprogram $10,000 for uniforms. Budget amendment number 31. In the amount of $12,000, which is for E911 to reprogram costs to the new ESI net system. That's all budgeted. And then budget amendment number 32, which is new funding for DSS. And that is for the water bills. Assistance in the amount of $79,471. Those are all the budget amendments I have for this evening.
Good evening.
Board members, hold on just 1 minute. Okay. Board members, do you have any questions about any budget amendments? Any question, board members? Any question whatsoever? Any question? You have an opportunity to ask any question about where funds we have received. And none of these that I see have come from a fund balance. All these are within our budget, just moving money around.
Correct.
So we got nothing that's coming from our fund balance.
Chairman Turner, I make a motion, we approve budget amendments 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, and 32 for the purposes described by our county manager.
Thank you so much.
Second.
Moving proper second. We will approve the budget amendments as given. Are there any questions in the discussion? Not all in favor, let know by usual sign aye.
Aye.
Broadnax Taylor.
Faulkner.
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion is carried. Thank you so much. We do appreciate it.
And if you don't mind, I would like to give Ms. Walker an opportunity just to introduce herself. Just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Good evening, everyone.
Evening.
I am very excited to be here. Some faces are familiar, but I will have to get familiar with others. I am looking forward to working with you all. I have learned a lot so far, and this is my second week. So just wanted to let you know that I'm looking forward to partnering with you all, leading the finance team, and making sure that we are doing what we should be doing to make sure that we are serving you all properly in Northampton County. So looking forward to this journey, and thank you so much for the warm welcome and support.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay. At this time, we're gonna ask if we have any citizens, Yes, let me see.
Yes, citizens, when you're recognized, please approach the podium and speak into the microphone. Your comments will be limited to 5 minutes. Should you have any questions of the board, you'll receive a subsequent response from the board or county staff. The board will not respond or otherwise engage in a dialogue with you during your allotted time. Pursuant to North Carolina law, this time is allotted on the agenda for citizen comments for the purpose of allowing public commentary on county business. This time is not an open forum to be publicly critical of the performance of any county commissioner or county employee, and the chair has the authority to maintain the order and decorum of the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Elliott, you please come to the podium.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
Board, County Attorney, so forth. One question I had, it came up after Mr. Williams's presentation on the playground equipment for W.S. Creasy. I just have I have two questions, and I'm gonna make it real quick and short to the point. The upkeep and liability of this equipment and the grounds that this equipment's gonna be put on, whose responsibility is that gonna be? Thank you.
Thank you. Our attorney will respond. Will respond, okay? Was there another one?
No, sir.
Citizens, any citizens who desire to come before us, you feel free to do so. Those who's listening by Facebook, whatever, you feel free to come. We want to hear from our citizens, and we will certainly give you a response. This is the county's business. This is your business, and we just want to make sure that you understand that we understand what our responsibilities are. At this time, I'm going to ask our county manager. County manager, do you have anything you want to bring for us at this time?
I don't have any additional information at this time. We're just plugging away at the budgets. Staff is working diligently to get prepared for their presentations. I believe I gave them until the end of February to get the worksheets back to me. So at that time, I'll start to publicize the process flow for the budget review, the meetings, the workshops that we will have. So I'm looking forward to that, and I'm still working with our auditors, getting the audit complete. That's it. And I just wanted to thank everyone for continually coming out, showing up, and showing that you are concerned about your county. Appreciate you all and all that you do, and we're going to continue to work hard for Northampton.
Thank you so much. Mr. Edwards?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just want to thank everybody for coming out, and hope everybody has a good evening. Thank you.
Thank you. I asked Mr. Taylor. Or next Taylor.
Good afternoon, citizens. Just want to thank you for coming out tonight. I think about this, that a county is no better than the people that live in it. And things just don't happen. You make them happen. So continue. Thank you, citizens, for sticking with this board so we can make things happen for you in Northampton County, North Carolina.
Thank you. You sound like your dad. I'm how often have I heard that speak? How about?
I'd just like to thank everybody for coming out tonight and look forward to seeing you in the next meeting.
Good evening. Thank you, citizens, for continuing to, it wasn't so hard to brave today, and the weather seems like it's going to be even better a few more days from now. So continue to be observant and to be participatory. We definitely need your voice, and during the budget process, as we prepare to move this county forward financially next year, please be a part at those budget sessions and share your feedback with our finance department and our county manager and the department head so that they can hear what your priorities are that you would like to see for our county. And again, thank you for participating, whether virtually or in person.
Thank you. As the chairman of this board, I want to say, first of all, to all of you, thank you for coming tonight. But I've had the opportunity to go to Washington, D.C. on Tuesday. I had opportunity to be in a room with the president of the United States. Had the opportunity to represent in Northampton County, telling them what rural Northampton County needs. It was nothing but a pleasure for me to be there to speak on behalf of Northampton County. And I just want you to know that we're going to do everything within our power to bring every federal dollar to Northampton County. I'm on a wavelength to make sure that happens. Commissioners, I'm going to do everything. I just got a little time and I just love to do this. Okay, I know you all got jobs and all that. And mine ain't not like y'all, okay? But I want you to know that I represented you and I know I did a good job. Because I do know that departments head from the Department of Agriculture said to us, tell us what you want. And we sent to them a list of all the things that we have in our strategic plan. Thank you. And I want you to know that we're working on that. But I got something else to tell you too. I love being in this position. Just want you to know that. I went to Raleigh, North Carolina, and I want you to know that our legislators are going back to meeting. Medicare expansion is on the books. Some of you doesn't make any difference because you got plenty of insurance. But for Northampton County, it's going to mean another 1,000 people who don't have health insurance will be able to have health insurance. Our representative, this is Ray, was a co-sponsor of that bill to make sure we in North Carolina would have those funds for the citizens of Northampton County. Not only that, I've been invited to Raleigh to share with them what it is we need to have in Northampton County. I ain't making them trips for nothing. I'm going up there because I want things to happen in Northampton County. I promise you, August, September, when they finish meeting, y'all know what we got last time. Courthouse without a dime. Y'all, every municipality got some money. We even going further than that this time to bring it home to Northampton County. I just ask for your prayers as I venture out to do these kinds of things. And today I met with a developer. This day, we're building 70 houses in Gaston. New development. Do you know what 70 houses? He's already got 5 or 6 of them on the ground. So he hope to have them finished in the next 30 to 60 days. But you know what it's going to mean for Northampton County? Every one of those houses mean new revenue for Northampton County. We've had a hard time getting that money from HUD, but it's coming. We got our representatives on it. They even got a meeting tomorrow night, but I can't go. I wish some of y'all would go to Ronald Chawan Community College. If you can, go, because our representative will be there. I just can't be because my grandchild is playing ball. I'm gonna be with my grandchild. Yeah, she playing ball. She's good, yeah. I want you to know that what we want to do in Northampton County is make a difference. So that housing that we talked about that's coming down the road, we looking forward for that housing to come so that we can bring workers in here. We got our new finance person with us. She got to commute She, nowhere around here for her to stay from Virginia. We want to do all we can to provide, to provide housing in Northampton County. We lost 43 houses when they put the new road in Garrettsburg. We lost over 40 houses that were paying tax. We ain't felt that yet, but we're gonna feel it. Because the state came in and displaced those folks. We ain't gonna get that $2,000 per house or $1,500 a house, whatever it is they're paying. But we're looking forward to making a difference in Northampton County. Please go with us on this journey. It's a hard journey, but we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it together. Thank you again for all that you do for Northampton County. And if something you don't understand about Northampton County, please let us know. We'll be willing to talk with you about it. All matters are clear, board members and other board members. Have anything you'd like to say? Board members? If not, could I ask for a motion that we would adjourn this our commission's meeting?
Second.
Moved and properly second, and we'll adjourn our commission's meeting. All in favor, let nobody use your sign aye. Ayes have it, motion is carried.
Aye.
Ayes have it.